Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So it's been a hot minute since I posted a video. The end of the spring, the beginning of the summer. Uh, if you watch my last video, I had a little mishap with a hot water heater, 7 stitches between my thumb and forefinger. I had to heal up from that. Had a tree fall in the backyard. I've had an emergency surgery for my mother since then as well. A death in the family over the last 10 days or so. Things have just gone really crazy between the end of May and to now as we're in the beginning of August. So that's why I've been MIA. But everything seems to be calming down. And I figured today would be a good day to do a full toolbox tour of my US General Series 3 34-inch full service cart. So that's what we're going to do today. Let me get this selfie stick off of the tripod and we'll take a look at what's inside the box. Be right back. All right, so here's the top of the box, and I would imagine that most folks, the things that they use the most are kept here, so it's just, kind of like a grab and go situation. I keep some gloves. I would imagine most folks keep some gloves somewhere in their toolbox. I always keep them in the top because I don't always use them just for mechanical work. I'll do them for yard work and things like that, so I keep these in the top. I keep my Ryobi 3/8 cordless ratchet in the top. I may start putting it in the bottom drawer because I really don't use it that often. It's just easier to access here in the top. And I keep my 1/4-inch Ryobi cordless ratchet in here too. I haven't really used this that much yet, but I like Ryobi stuff, if you haven't already been able to tell. So I keep that in here as well. In the left-hand bank, I keep all my screwdrivers. These are Tekton Comfort Grip with the black oxide handles, and these are clearly labeled and marked on the top so you can see what you're grabbing. You can see what you're missing if there's a spot open. So I keep all my screwdrivers in the left bank. In the right bank, I keep mostly pry bars, my Mayhew Dominator Series pry bars, Pittsburgh, a few, or at least one long 3/8 breaker bar, oddball 3/8 ratchet. This is a long carburetor adjustment tool from Blue Point that I've had for a gazillion years. Probably will never use it again. A long 3/8 extension, another breaker bar. On the left side, this is all my metric sockets. These are Tekton brand. I've basically taken all of my Craftsman stuff and is now on light duty use. So I've been upgrading to some newer tools, checking out different brands, and I chose Tekton for my sockets. So these are 6-point 3/8 drive from 6mm all the way to, I believe, 23 millimeter. And then my 1/4-inch drives, again, deep and shallow on both of these. So 1/4-inch drives, deep and shallow. Shallow or starts at 4.5 millimeter up to 15 millimeter. All 6-point. On the standard side of measurement, I chose to use Icon, and these are 3/8 1/4-inch drive. The 3/8 drive goes from 1/4-inch all the way to 7/8, and metric. I'm sorry, the 1/4-inch drive goes from 3/16 to 9/16, I believe. Is that right? 9/16. Yeah, 9/16. All 6-point. In the back, I keep my impacts. This is not all of my impact stuff. This is the stuff that I would probably grab most of the time. So this is all Pittsburgh brand, a mixture of metric and standard. And then the swivels is a metric. I think these are all metric on the swivel side. But again, all Pittsburgh brand. On the back shelf on this magnetic little tray, I'm keeping some oddball sockets, or sockets that I went out and purchased before I had the master sets built. These are all metric. Also on the back side here, magnetic parts trays, a few pairs of safety glasses, my Braun magnetic light. This is actually pretty cool. I'm actually beginning to really like Braun lighting stuff. A couple of magnets, telescopic magnets, another Braun inspection light. This one is a magnetic base, so you can hang it up. 3 different light settings. It also has a clip for your belt or your waistband, whichever. You could probably even use that little, and just noticing that, probably put a screw in the wall and hanging on a screw. So kudos to Braun for their lighting. In this little parts tray, or this organizer tray, I keep everything related to my sockets and things like that. A few oddball things like this little butane torch, which is actually good for using for shrink tubing, or if you just need to, just set something on fire. A Bic lighter, same kind of thing. You need something to, you got to burn the end of a wire or a string or something. I just keep one handy. Another little inspection light. 3/8 drive, breaker bars, universal swivels, things like that. Some socket adapters. These are long shank socket adapter, not socket adapters, but socket swivel drives or swivels. Quarter-inch end. More extensions, regular and wobbles. Extensions like 10-inch extensions, 8-inch, 6-inch. In this compartment is basically all quarter-inch drive. Some ratchet handles, different types for different applications. Swivels, just a standard short handle. There's my old Craftsman from probably 30 years ago. Still kicking. So I try and keep that stuff organized. I'm trying to figure out a better way to do this. I'm not real sure if this is going to stay this way. And right here are the two go-to handles for 3/8 drive that I use the most. This is Companion brand that Sears made many years ago. This is actually an offset flex head. And if I have enough room and space that I can actually use this, I use it. And you can see she's been used. She's been around for 20 years or so. And then becoming a fan of Tekton tools and even the comfort grip handles on some of their items, I decided to get, this is just a straight handle flex, but this has the locking head, not the mopsy flopsy head. So I've been using this a little bit, actually becoming a fan of that one as well. And in this front rail system, I keep an assortment of 10mm sockets, 1/4-inch and 3/8 drive, 1/4-inch and 3/8 drive swivels, just extras, because these accumulate. If you've ever bought tool sets over the years, they usually include them in the set. So I keep them. There's more in there, as I showed earlier. And then I keep a few spark plug sockets on here. So that's really it for the top. And let's take a look at drawer number 2, or actually drawer number 1. All right, so drawer number 1. This might be odd for some folks, but I do some tiny work. And by tiny work, I mean taking apart cell phones, iPads, computers, things like that. So these are the items I tend to use the most. Not for automotive, but for other applications like I just stated. So there's a lot of Torx, micro bits, macro bits, Allen keys, anything that has like a pick, something that can be used as a pry, to open up a device. Picks, micro screwdrivers, cutting blades, things like that, extra razor blades. These are Allen keys and hex keys that are in a little, self-contained little unit. You can grab and go if you just wanted to take them out and go somewhere and do something. So I keep that stuff in here. These are offset drive handles from Craftsman. 45 degrees up, 45 degrees down. These are ratcheting. So in conjunction with all of those bits and any of the other bits that are lying around in here. And then there's just a straight handle ratcheting. These have been around for about 20 years. So these are nice to have. They're also nice to use in like close work and interior work on your car. So these do serve a little bit of a dual purpose, but most of the time when I'm grabbing stuff in here, like all these Torx bits and Torx handles and things like that, it's more than likely for something electronic, a TV, a computer, something like that. But I do use them in the automotive end too, yeah, I'm sure all of us do. So, hex keys, that kind of specialty stuff. And in here is kind of like the little bit of a junk drawer, a junk pocket that I've got here for like screwdrivers that, if you want to pound on a screwdriver, but you don't want to pound on one of your good ones, or, you know, a pry bar really isn't necessary, but you need to put a little extra force. I keep stuff like that in here. Micro screwdrivers, the oddballs or duplicate, you know, Torx handle stuff that I've got. This might get reimagined at some point. Maybe I'll put this in a different drawer and use this for something else, but right now that's what I've got here. So that's drawer number 1. Drawer number 2, wrenches. Wrenches galore. So on the left side is a full master set of Tekton combination wrenches from 6mm all the way up to 24. Let's see if you can see that. All the way to 24. On this side is my hybrid set, and by hybrid I mean mix and match. This is a mix of Tekton and gear wrench. I originally had the gear wrench offset ratcheting wrenches, but it was not a full set. There were skips in it, and I think I've lost 1 or 2 over the course of several years. So what I did was I filled in all the skips and made this a master set by filling it in with Tekton brand. So now it goes all the way from 8mm to 23mm. All offset ratcheting, which is nice. I'm really glad that I was able to fill all of this in. Why didn't you fill it in with gear wrench? Well, I couldn't find a way to get gear wrench individually, and the price difference was quite significant. Tekton was cheaper, so that's that set. And here is the long shank offset ratcheting brand from Icon. I got these on sale. They were on a clearance at Harbor Freight. Full set from 10 to 19mm. They are maybe, you know, the handles are like maybe an inch longer, so you get a little extra torque. They're actually a little lower profile too, it seems to me, and because they feel a little less beefy than these. So this set goes from 10 to 19 with no skips. And then I've got my double end flare nut wrench set. This is for putting on your, you know, grease fittings and bleeding brakes, things like that. And then some oddball, well, they're not oddball, they're just extra 10mm versions of things that you need 10mm for. So a straight ratcheting, a little mini or stubby ratcheting, and then this is, I don't know why I have an extra 21mm Tekton combo wrench, but I do. And then I use the Tekton brand organizers for these. So I've been happy with them so far. This drawer right now is probably going to get a few more things over the course of time. But we'll see what happens here. So let's move on to drawer number 3. All right, so drawer number 3, and you know what? I need to apologize. I just noticed that we're having some rain showers, so if you hear any kind of background swishing noise, I'm not sure if you can hear it. We've got some rain on the roof, and my exhaust fan kicked on, so I don't know if you can hear any of that little hum. That's quite a ways away. That's about 15 feet away, but you might hear it. So that's what that noise is. So drawer number 3 coming up. More wrenches on this side, all metric. This is my old Tekton set of the long shank combo wrenches from size 8mm to 22mm, and I've had these for quite a long time. I've never broken one. I've actually never lost one, which is amazing. So that's on that side. On this side, this was another clearance item, so it's kind of an impulse buy. These are standard size offset ratcheting Icon brand. It's not a full set, it's just whatever set was available. There were no skips in it, but it's kind of like a short set, so it goes from size 3/8 all the way to 3/4. I haven't used these yet because nothing I work on is really in standard sizes. I think that's kind of the conundrum for most of us, unless we're working on older vehicles. And since I took all of my Craftsman stuff and moved it to light duty work, I picked up this set on sale, full set of combination wrenches in SAE. These run from sizes 1/4 all the way to 1 1/8. This drawer is probably going to get reorganized at some point, but right now this is what I keep in here. I don't want to put too much more weight in this box. Not that I move it all that much, but weight distribution is a thing for me. So this is drawer number 4. All pliers, things that cut, things that hammer, things that slice, dice, splice, strip. This is a full set from Tekton. I actually built this set. You're able to buy, I think these are, you can take a 10-piece set and add the items that you want in that set. At least it was about a year ago. So these are all Tecton brand. These are Tecton organizers and an Ernst organizer. I wanted to see how they compare. They're basically the same thing. These are mix and match. There's some Craftsman in here. There's a couple of Tecton. This is Vice Grip brand and maybe a Pittsburgh brand. Some wire strippers, various snips. And I jumped on the bandwagon like everybody else with Nipex. I used these when I was putting in my sprinklers this year. I stuck it in my pocket. It was comfortable enough to keep it in my pocket while I was hooking all these fittings up and things. I'm a fan. So Nipex getting some 5 stars for me so far. Various adjustable wrenches, a pair of snips from Cobalt. I picked these up on sale this past Christmas at Lowe's. I think I paid like $7.99. Nice spring-loaded action, very smooth. I've cut some, vinyl siding and wire and pretty much anything, and they've held up pretty much so far. Cobalt makes some decent tools too. Not everything is great, but these seem to be pretty good, holding up pretty well. Some micro, like hobby kind of pliers and snips, side snips, a little bit of like a flat head, these little flat-ended pliers. These have been around. These are old Craftsman's, I think. I'm not sure. But these have been around a while, as you can tell. A couple of hammers, fellas and ladies and gentlemen. Don't use the claw end of your hammer on your cars. This is just in here if I want to beat on something. And, it's got to match the color match. The green or red. I try and keep green or red and black in my box. I just started using this. I found this company on Amazon. I needed another ball peen hammer because mine either disappeared or I broke it and got rid of it. So this is an anti-shock handle with a nice comfort grip. I've used it a couple times. I think it's 16 ounce. Yeah, 16 ounce. So far, so good. The price was right too. And this is a Tecton. This is a double-end rubber hammer where you can remove and replace these heads. I've used these. I started using this when I was doing some guitar work. Hammering in like frets and fret wire and things like that. So I got one in the basement. I picked up another one for out here in the garage. So that is what is in drawer number 4. Drawer number 5. This isn't necessarily a catch-all or a junk drawer, but it's kind of a mix and match. I try and keep some, extra sets of safety glasses, my meter. This is a reset tool for your tire sensors for Chevrolet vehicles. So if you've got a newer car with those tire air sensors and you need a reset tool, that's what that's for. So, battery terminal cleaner, thread lockers, crazy glue, mini fuses, electrical tape, battery tester, the cheapo. If you want to do a quick test on a battery, extra leads and things for my meter. There is a battery tender in here too, a little cheapo battery tender from Harbor Freight. This actually came in handy this last winter. So I think for $6 or $7, my truck battery over the winter was always a low charge because I don't run the truck every day. And I kept coming back with a low charge, and I put this on for about 12 hours and got my battery back into good health. So you don't always need to break the bank on an item that needs to get the job done for you. So I actually use this on my lawnmower battery too over the winter now as well. So I keep that in here. Some other kinds of, painter's tape, my infrared thermometer. There's a digital micrometer in here. Some angle disconnect tools for fuel lines and things like that. Inspection mirrors. Wire brushes, another little flashlight, my rotary tool, my Wen rotary tool, panel clip tools for quick access. I do have a full set of these for various sizes, but these seem to do the job for most things. So that's what's in. Oh, and my cheapo Oxgord OBD2 scan tool. This is great for reading codes and clearing codes. When we get into the next drawer, I'll show you what I've upgraded to. So I've had that tool for quite a while. And then in the bottom drawer, this is my full set of Tecton short deep and shallow, metric and standard quarter-inch drive stuff. I've had this for years, which is what turned me on to Tekton originally, probably 7 years ago, 8 years ago. So you get your standard set with a handle, your drive handle, universal, an extender, 2 extensions. The sizes run in standard from 5/32 to 9/16, and on the metric side it runs from 5mm to 14. And then this little compartment was available, so I filled it with a couple of different, a little stubby. This is a Tekton, I think this is Tekton. Yeah, Tekton Flex, quarter-inch drive, and this little tiny Titan brand, which I've used pretty much in tight spaces under the dash. Just stuff that you don't need a lot of torque for. You just need something to get a little bit of an extra grip. So I filled this little compartment with those. This is great for a grab and go. If I'm going to do something interior-wise in the car, put something together in the house, I can just take this whole set and go with it. These two sets are Tekton. These are long drive, 3/8 drive, Allen keys. This is a metric set, and this is a standard set. These come in handy. Use them quite a bit. Also in here is a Power Built brand serpentine belt tool, 3/8 torque wrench. That's a Pittsburgh brand. 1/2-inch torque wrench, Tekton brand. My Tack Life, one of those little battery jump boxes, lithium battery, rechargeable. Awesome. When I had the Corvette, there were a few times over the winter I needed to jump the Corvette that actually had enough power to jumpstart a 5.7 liter LT1 Corvette motor. So they've also come in handy, just saving people in a parking lot who needed a jump. So I don't think they make that brand anymore. It might be a different brand name, but these were available on Amazon years ago. So this is like 4 or 5 years I've had this. And this is my new acquisition. This is the C-Reader model 123X or 129X from Launch. C-Reader model professional. So I don't know what they compare it to in the big box, the Snap-ons or anything else. But it has Wi-Fi capability, downloadable updates. The Wi-Fi capability allows you to take any reports or diagnostics that you run, and you can email the report. So if you're doing something for a friend, or even if you're using professionally and you wanted to send your the email of the report to a customer, as long as there's Wi-Fi in the building or somewhere, that's a nice feature. I haven't used it yet, but my cars are getting a little old in the tooth, so I figure someday I might need to do some extensive diagnostics. The price was right. I got this on sale at Amazon, so we'll end up using this at some point. Maybe even help a neighbor or a friend out at some point too. So that's what's here for now. This drawer, I just kind of put stuff in there that I would grab right away or need right away. And this might get reimagined too. So that's all for the drawers. And then on the side, the magnetic can holders, some lubricant and brake cleaner. And on this side, the magnetic disposable glove holder. And that's really about it. What I can say so far about this cart is those those independent swivel wheels on all corners just make it a breeze to push, even though I'm trying not to keep a lot of weight. I don't keep any 1/2-inch drive sockets or anything in here because I don't use the drive that much. I don't use 1/2-inch drive a whole lot. Most of that is in here. And we are going to get to a full box tour of the 222-inch cabinets and the 56-inch Series 3. Not fully organized yet. There's still some things that I'm trying to work out. You can see there's tools in those boxes and things that need to get squared away. But this box for U.S. General Series 3 34-inch full service cart has been a joy so far. It keeps exactly what I need. I think if you were a full-time mechanic and you needed to load it up with even more stuff that you're using more often than somebody like me, I think you can't go wrong with the price. If you're just getting started, you don't want to break the bank, you don't want to spend thousands on something like this, comparable to Snap-on or Mac or whoever, this would be the way to go. I think it would service you well for a while, and maybe a lifetime, who knows. So that's the review of the cart. I thank you all for liking, sharing, subscribing, and leaving me comments. I really do appreciate it. I hope everybody's doing well. I am going to eventually get to giving you a full tour of all of this here. I know you're probably looking forward to it because I've been teasing you, with the unboxings and setups and things. So that'll be coming soon. Again, I hope you're all doing well, and I will see you in the next video.